Thank you very much for joining me on this Monday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get to something very unusual, and it is not just a cyclone that we're seeing. It's an intense tropical cyclone, and it's breaking some records. It is rare where it is, so I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to dive into the Caribbean and get to the forecast. Some areas of rain. Haiti heating up. I want to get into that forecast, but this is the Indian Ocean here. Here's India. We have Africa here. Mozambique. I'm going to talk about Mozambique and Madagascar, and this catching your eye here. This is intense Tropical Cyclone Freddy right now. Very, very strong. It is headed very close to a couple of the islands, headed toward Madagascar. It will cross over and then head into Mozambique, especially some of the central provinces there. So those central districts in Mozambique, they're going to get hit by this tropical cyclone. So I want to zoom down. I want to show you this. And then at the end of this video, after I get into the Caribbean forecast, I want to get into just how rare this is. So hang with me. Here's Africa. So you have Madagascar right here. And look at this well-defined, unfortunately, well-defined cyclone right here that is making its way right toward Madagascar. Now, a couple of the islands here. The good news here, I've been checking in on the very latest reports, heaviest weather with Freddy staying just to the north with Cyclone Freddy, and that is huge for the islands here. But then this will make its way toward Madagascar. It'll hit land, it'll weaken some, and then make its way toward Mozambique, and it actually could pick up some intensity before it moves on land. This is the infrared satellite, so it's just kind of a different look. I try to keep things simple as I can with the weather, but I like to show this because it tells you, it helps show the intensity. Now, when you take a look at Freddy here, note the colors. We see this kind of red and orange shading here. That's telling me we've got taller cloud tops there. Taller cloud tops, stronger thunderstorms in them. This is a well-defined cyclone here that is spinning its way right toward Madagascar as we go through the day today. So let me break it down. Again, here we are. Here's Madagascar. Now, this is kind of the outlook. Freddy started well out here in the Indian Ocean, held together. Nothing kind of deterred it. There was no big wind shear. It strengthened further. We got a couple of the islands here. Let me give you a different vantage point here. Again, Madagascar right here, just to the north of the islands, this intense tropical cyclone that'll head its way toward Madagascar, then eventually Mozambique. So let me break down the track on this, and again, I'll get to how rare this is ahead. So here's Mozambique, for example. So right in here, you have the central provinces, so the central districts in here. Here's Madagascar, south central Madagascar. That's where some of the worst weather is. And again, I mentioned the islands here. Right now, winds at 140 miles per hour. I'll break that down in kilometers an hour toward the end of this. But very strong winds. It's an intense tropical cyclone, but the core of the winds just to the north of the islands, but it's going to maintain generally this intensity. This is the problem. This is the concern as it moved into the central sections and southern sections of Madagascar. So taking those cyclone preps, those hurricane preparations, best we can here. There's going to be intense flooding out of this and very high winds. And then it will eventually cross over and make its way toward Mozambique. Now, let me take you down the line. Now, this is by tomorrow morning. So Tuesday morning, of course, there's time difference we're dealing with here, but winds still around 125 miles per hour as this will make landfall right into Madagascar. We are thinking of you across Madagascar. And then eventually, by the time we get into Thursday, late on Thursday, once it hits land, a tropical cyclone, hurricane hitting land, it weakens. So it is going to weaken, but then it gets back over the water, and then it will move into Mozambique with winds at about 75 miles per hour. So hurricane, so over 100 kilometers an hour. So hurricane conditions are going to be possible on the flip side after Madagascar into Mozambique, and along with that, some very substantial rain, flooding, a huge concern here, and again, wind damage here and here with Cyclone Freddy as it continues to march its way off to the west. I want to get to how rare it is in just a second. I'll get back to that. I'll get back to Freddy. Let me bring it back into the Caribbean and kind of look ahead what we've got going on. Switching gears temporarily to give you the forecast. So here's Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. Spotty showers, but you see no big blobs of showers today. Flipping over into tomorrow, a lot of festivities going on, of course. Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados. We could see a shower passing by, but the rain chance overall, you see on the map, not too high, of course. course. Scattered showers, Suriname and Guyana. Fortunately, not as much as about a week ago. So generally across the Caribbean up through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, we're talking about a passing shower or two the next few days. But the heat is on. Let me take you to some forecasts. Haiti, look at these numbers. 34 degrees Celsius, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. It is going to be even hotter the next few days, and that rain chance staying very, very low. So we are baking across Haiti, winds northeast at 16, and not even much of a breeze to give us some relief. Find that shade as we go throughout the day. My friends in Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain, mainly dry pattern today into tomorrow. Just a slight chance of, if you get a shower, just be a passing shower chance. Mainly dry, staying breezy. Winds east at 40 kilometers an hour or 25 miles per hour. And then we swing back to Jamaica, 84. And again, the rain chance very low, a 10% chance. Falmouth, Montego Bay, Kingston, you see, again, a very small 10-20% chance of a shower. Winds east-northeast at 25 miles per hour. That slight northerly component did knock down the temperatures a little bit. We were talking about that last week in last week's video. And Belize, 20% chance of a shower today and tomorrow. Mix of sun and clouds. Still a higher chance of rain at night. Not a super high chance, but at night, a little more moisture around. Winds east at about 20 miles per hour. All right, let me get back to Freddy for a second. Now, last week on Thursday, when it was out there, it's still in the Indian Ocean, but when it was well out there in the Indian Ocean, it had winds of 165 miles per hour or 265 kilometers an hour. That is powerful, and this makes it the second most powerful cyclone on record in this month, period, across the globe for this month since there's been record keeping. The strongest for this month was Winston, and that had winds of 180 miles per hour. That was over on the Pacific side, impacting Fiji. So again, Winston was the highest, but this is how rare it is. Again, typically there's not a lot this time of year, let alone something this powerful. Freddy had winds of 165 miles per hour, still winds of about 140 now, watching it near the islands, watching it near Madagascar, then eventually Mozambique. I will keep you posted on that. Of course, on the Atlantic side, the Atlantic hurricane season, that starts June 1st. So a lot going on weather-wise across the globe. I'll keep you posted best I can. I hope you have a good day ahead.